the society. And the growing population, women are growing more than men. And it's become very important for women to prepare herself to lead the world. Focus, how can we develop the women? How innovation can help? How can we be more creative? How can we be more sustainable? How we can create the woman opportunity? How a woman can be her own boss? How can she convert her dreams into a reality?
Hello, everyone. Your Excellencies, my guests, respected speakers, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening and a very good afternoon in United Kingdom. It is my honor to welcome you to the Emirati Women Day conference with a very impactful theme that we will emerge again stronger. And it's a great honor for me to be here. I am the founding director of Berkeley Voice of Global Women. We developed this initiative a lot of years before, assuming that all over the world, the woman is looking for a support of a man who will give a woman a right and a support and appreciation for taking her talents to the top. I'm delighted to welcome such an exceptional gathering of leaders, professionals, academics, entrepreneurs, scientists, innovators, and the change maker. Today, we have an amazing pool of ladies. They are itself is a motivation for the youth, and you will see one by one. Today is more than a celebration. We are always celebrate the Emirati Women Day. It's an opportunity to recognize achievements, reflect on progress, and most importantly, look towards the future. Today we celebrate Emirati Women Day, woman who has transformed ambition into achievements, opportunity into impact, and leadership into meaningful contribution to the United Arab Emirates. When I came first time in UAE, it was 2000, and now we're talking about 2026. So 26 years I have myself trained in the field of finance, accounting, business, around 900 Emirati women. And I saw them from their early college life till now. They are mothers with kids and they are on senior positions in the government and the private sector. So I am myself a witness of the vision of the leadership of UAE who wants to support women, wants to come up and lead with the rest of the women of the world. The progress of Emirati women is clearly reflected in numbers. It's not just talk. By the end of June 2026, more than 123,000 Emirati women they are working in UAE private sector. This represents around 128% growth in comparison with 2023. So you can see that the trend has been settled and the woman has platform and they are having opportunities in UAE to grow. Women now hold approximately one third of the leadership positions. And in terms of the listed company, which is the criteria, and internationally, we see 15% of the board positions are with women, and it's a growth of 1.5% in comparison with 2020. So, and this places the United Arab Emirates the first among the Gulf countries. So UAE is a leader in the Arab countries in order in the name of empowering the women. And these are not the statistics. Behind every number, a woman building a career, leading a team, establishing a business, conducting the research, educating the future minds, or contributing to the economic development, because all this combined will increase the national prosperity. A nation cannot achieve its full potential unless the women are able to achieve theirs. Now, we say that behind every successful man, there is a woman. And we also see now that behind a success of a woman, there is a man. So it's a combination. We always believe in men and women working together, building true partnerships, family, and leaderships, organization, whether it's home on or the offices, everything should be aligned. So I want to say to the old woman who's listening out that we are proud on you. We honor your achievements. We celebrate your leadership. We recognize your contribution, and we look forward with confidence to the future that you are building. We can predict that already the female population is exceeding to the male population. So the soon the time has come that woman has to lead. So it's the right time to build women. So in a couple of more upcoming years, the woman is ready for facing the challenges leading the world. So with this, ladies and gentlemen, let's move towards the start of our this beautiful conference. And I would like to invite the first speaker of the day. Let's see.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Arif Al-Falahi from the city of Ras Al Khaimah in the United Arab Emirates, celebrating a very heartful day, or something which is very close to our heart, which is Emirati Women's Day. With the slogan of this year, we'll show up stronger and better. Today, we are grateful, after 50 years of the Union of the Emirates, of the United Arab Emirates, that we are celebrating the achievements of the Emirati women. Emirati women has gone through the, into progress and the process throughout those years. From a mother with the community where it was used to be a very conservative, taking care of the children, having, the minor handcraft businesses, today to the landscape of global and international recognition in her achievements. Today, we are celebrating every Emirati woman's achievements and her participation in the progress of the economy of the United Arab Emirates. I'm very grateful to be the daughter of this country. We call it an Emirati or an Arabic word, Bint al-Imarat, Bint Zayed. The late Sheikh Zayed, Allah yarhamah, he used to have a belief in a woman. And he used to say, a woman, she's the half of the society and half of the family. Without her, there is no balance created. She has a great achievements when it comes to family, taking care of her children, taking care of the husband, taking care of the entire family members. She was great in managing the house. She was great in managing her own expenses and the family expenses. She used to be great in guiding her children for their future, how to be a successful leaders. Today, with the proper education has been provided by the government of UAE, she came with the great achievements in all the fields, whether it's a parliament, whether it's, the ministries, whether it's like, private, general, public sectors. And there is no sector that she's not excelling today. And I'll be very honest with you, like for the last 1 week, I have been on daily basis attending the conferences, the forums, the activities that related to the Emirati Women's Day. And I have heard a lot of great stories, and I was amazed that how come that, such things are there and I was not aware of. So I believe the government had the right confidence and trust and belief in the woman's talents and competences. And that's why they invested a lot when it comes to her education, giving her the equal rights to her brother, male Emirati. Woman today is no longer, seeking or chasing for empowerment. I believe the empowerment has already given to her. Today, she is creating differences in the fields. Today is the time where she is showing her impacts in all the fields and, being a great responsible, and achieving things along with the companies, sectors, and the government of UAE. And I believe that the woman, she has not gonna stop till here with the AI coming into the market, with the great things, the new achievements and new ideas and creative innovations that they are coming. She's gonna show up different achievements, and we are gonna be more and more amazed. No wonder today why people, they are so happy with UAE national women's achievements, because it's not about the achievements, it's about her impact and positive impact in all the fields. And I was saying that to everyone, that the woman in her nature, she is too much, she's a giver. And because of one talent which she differentiates her from her male colleagues, which is the emotional intelligence, she's able to use that skills, to collaborate with all the people around her. Today, there is no matter like how difficulties she's going through, the complications and the struggle they are going through. But after those struggles, she's able to achieve something that returned back to her with the positive, results. And I believe that, all the people around her, they're able to help her, to support her, because of the confidence and trust. And why they got that confidence and trust? Because of the experiences, and the history says Emirati women had lots of achievements, and year by year she's growing, and she is surprising everyone around that her capability is not in a certain fields only. She can be fit in any of the roles. And today, when I see around me, I have seen a lot of ladies who are in decision-making roles, which is, again, the confidence of the shareholders of the companies, or, the sectors, or the owners and the decision makers, that the confidence on the Emirati women capabilities that increased year by year. There is no longer the role differentiated or have been given or hired because of the gender. Today, there is no matter who's be male or female. The only one who's going to win the job is the person who's talented. And today, with her Emirati woman, with her, the education background, with her experiences, with her patience, with her smartness, with her emotional intelligence, she's able to grab the big positions. If I will be talking about the women's, and especially Emirati women's impact, I'm gonna talk about it days and months, because there's a lot to share, and there are great stories to mention. But what I want to say that what old generation and current generation has built, it will be more easier for new generation to take over to the further success. And I believe that the vision of the leaders of the UAE to empower the woman more and more in different fields, that has been resulted positively, whether it's a monetary or an emotional aspect. I believe that has made women presence very important. I believe the woman, apart from it being, the home CEO, she can be a CEO in any of the companies. She can manage both because she is multitask. With her, with her skills, she can do many things at the same time. And what I can see that the Emirati woman, despite of her, progress and career growth, she has never be away from her UAE's identity. She's always there as an Emirati woman when it comes to her beliefs, when it comes to her, the way she deals with the people. We call it in Arabic, sana. The way she deals with the people, the way she behaves, the way she wears, the way she see things around her and being positive. That's made her quite different from other nationalities. I believe no matter how much successful you are, but you should never forget your roots. And why we are saying never forget your roots? Because our UAE roots is so rich in the culture, norms, customs, religion that made the UAE woman more powerful and impacted in the market and the society. I feel like what I want to give, as a message today to every woman, and especially to Emirati women, I just want to say thank you for what you have given to the family, to the society, to the government, that made everyone around you proud of what you have done. And she's not only recognized in the UAE, she's even have been given a very great impact internationally. And I believe everyone saw our, the ministers and the ambassadors who are representing us outside in the international platform. So I just want to say to every woman and girl, without your achievements, without your experiences, we could have not been in a position today to celebrate or to nominate a special day, which is called Emirati Women's Day. And with the slogan of this year, we will show up stronger and better, I believe that that's a great message from al-Imarat, our mother, Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak, the mother of the ruler of the UAE, where she has believed in the power and believed in the talents of the Emirati Women's Day. And when she said, we will show up stronger and better, she meant it, that the history says that a woman can take whatever the challenges that she's having today to the next level of opportunities and results, which can impact very positively in her community, family, and the government of the UAE. I just want to say, everyone, in this special occasion of Emirati Women's Day, be proud what you have done. Be smart in what you are going to do. Raise your children to be proud of their identity. Raise your children that whatever they are going to do in future, they should never, ever forget their roots, which is Emirati roots, which is basically is one of the biggest and rich roots where you can take it in your life and you can excel in it in your career. So thank you, Barclays Middle East, for such great opportunity. You are always there to support the women, and especially Emirati Women's Day. And thank you, Sheikh Musa Sheikh, for your great collaboration, always with the leaders and Emirati women, especially in the country like UAE. No matter where you are sitting in the UAE, outside UAE, you are always there to show up and create the awareness about how successful is the Emirati woman. So thank you for such great platforms, and thank you so much for giving us that opportunity to talk about our achievements, and thank you to give us that confidence and trust and believe in us that we can have such opportunity, to be collaborated with you. So once again, thank you so much to everyone, and a special thanks to every man, whether they are leaders, they are family members, they are father, husband, brothers, colleagues, brothers, in our society, who believed in the empowerment of a woman, and who believed on Emirati women, where today we are all celebrating hands to hands on the achievements of that woman. So thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you, Her Excellency Arifa Al Falahi. Your vision and wisdom is well known. You are a great community leader. I am being watching you working together with you last couple of years, and you're always very supportive, not only for Emiratis but the non-Emirati community who loves living in United Arab Emirates. You're always standing behind them, supporting them, and it's worth mention to tell that Her Excellency is a banker, and in previous times it was very hard for a woman to come out, especially in Ras Al Khaimah, and start a job and excel herself in the banking field. So that's a great credit goes to her, and because of her, you can see that Ras Al Khaimah youth is now rocking all over the world. So, Her Excellency, thank you very much for your contribution for the conference and your continuous support to us. Now, with this, ladies and gentlemen, we are going towards the next speaker of the day, who is a really an amazing woman. I mean, if you see, every woman is amazing, but in terms of excelling, in terms of internal audit, is really having a spectacle skills to mitigate the risk. You can say that a good governance. I mean, the risk control, all these things. This woman is amazingly doing for a government entity. So please welcome Amna Faridun.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
It
afternoon,
is
Amna. How are you doing?
fine. Hi, thank you, Musa. It is my pleasure and honor to be here today to celebrate an Emirati Women Days. I would like to thank Berkeley and especially you, Musa, for this invitation today.
Thank you very much for joining us. I know you're extremely busy, and having an internal audit background is always very, very challenging. So I will not, I will give you the mic in your hands, and you should address the audience with your thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you. So today we will talk about something, let's say, very close to our heart, women. We are celebrating the Emirati Women Days.
Mhm.
From strength to impact. Let's say we will talk about strong women. We often think when we say strong women that we can handle challenges, manage responsibility, and continue moving forward. But for me, strength is not only being able to strong for ourselves. It's about how we use our strength to create change, to support others, and to make positive impact. So when we look at the journey of Emirati women, we can see how much has changed. If we compare our mothers, our grandmothers, they play an important role in building communities, families, but the role of Emirati women change. We see that Emirati women are leading almost every field: engineering, business, education, health, science. So, this is something we would be very proud of. We have been really given incredible responsibility and opportunity by our loved country. So, even when we celebrating Emirati Women Days, we wake up all of us by a message we receive it from Sheikh Fatma, the ruler, the wife of, sorry, the mother of Sheikh Mohammed, Sheikh Fatima Allah يحفظها, she sent message for each Emirati women. This is the strength. When we said from where the strength we have, it is from our ruler, our country giving us really unlimited support. So I believe that some of the greatest strength again came from the challenge we face in our career. Sometimes it's we face here like other women in normal life. There is a stress or pressure in the work, in the life, how to manage. But sometimes we always do mistakes. Sometimes we face difficulties to take a decision, and sometimes we experience disappointed or failure. There are always moments when we doubt about ourselves, but this experience can teach us an important lesson. Every challenge can make us stronger and more prepared for the next opportunity for the future. When something does not we know that every plan didn't achieve most, so that's why we should take it easy. We should think about that this is the opportunity which will help us to learn and to grow and to become better. By strength, it's not enough. We need to turn the strength into impact again. For me, impact means making difference. It could be a major change for us in our environment, in our place where we work, but it could also be sometimes something very simple for us. We can help our colleague in our work. We can mentor young women. We can share our knowledge. We can give someone opportunity to speak, or we can speak when it's needed. So we can do changes around us. Sometimes we do not realize how impact we can have on other people by doing something little. So that's why I also believe that leadership is an important part of moving from strength to impact. Leadership is not only about having a senior position, it's also being a leader whenever somebody needs us, we need to be with them, teach with them, be a role model. In my professional experience, I have learned that many times, like we as female, we do face a lot of challenges, but today everything is changed. We as a female, a lot of board, they take our decision, our voice, they listen to it. In UAE government, as we know, women is essential part of a lot of board members. So, and we know that sometimes in federal, we know that a female, at least one board member should be a female. Why? Because our government believe that women can contribute in building and in decision making. As Emirati women, I believe we also have an important responsibility toward the next generation. We need to create opportunity for women, Emirati women, who can after us. We think about a young Emirati girls who see us as a leading in our organization or a family member or even in other committees or wherever they see us speaking confident at stage or participating in such conference. So we need to be a role model also for those young Emiratis. So let us be those role model. Let us open the door for others as well. Let us share our knowledge and experience. When we said share our knowledge and experience, so I believe if you want to grow up, first you need to share your knowledge, your experience to your colleague. When I think about Emirati women from strength to impact, I think about a journey from strength to courage, to leadership, and finally to impact. So all of us, we believe that Emirati women, she really did a great impact. wherever she participates as a mother or as a wife, or even in the workplace, wherever she belongs to, as a leader or even a small colleague as well. We have come a long way, and I truly believe that the best is still ahead of us. Let us continue to learn, continue to grow, and continue to support others. Most important, let us use our success to create opportunity for others, because at the end of the day, our success should not only be how far we go. It should also be about how many people we can help, how many changes we can do, how many successes we can reach. I would like to leave you with one simple message: be strong enough to face challenges, brave even to lead, and generous enough to lift others as you raise. Thank you very much again, and happy Emirati Women Day and wonderful women journey. And
Great. Thank you, Amna, for your great message. And you are an inspiration for the youth. And I hope there is a lot to learn from you. And I want to thank you for being a part of this conference. That's great. So, ladies and gentlemen, with this, we will move towards the next speaker of the day, who is in a digital transformation, looking at Emirati women in an information technology, digital transformation, and a doctor in bioeducation. It's so amazing. Please welcome Dr. Nadia. She's from Zayed University, Director of Digital Transformation. Hello, Dr. Nadia. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Maybe at the beginning, I honestly would like to thank you for giving me the pleasure and the platform to be with you in this slot today. I would say to all the women, happy Emirati Women's Day. كل عام أنتم الأفضل والأقوى إن شاء الله. I'm not sure, I just would like to share my slides.
There's a button in front of you. Yeah, that's
Okay,
great.
excellent.
We can see your slides. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Honestly, I would like to start the session with the statement of our late father, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, that the true development can never be achieved without empowerment, without empowering the women, as mentioned by Her Excellency at the beginning. So we are really fortunate to be in the UAE. Actually, I would say UAE gave us the foundation, give us the opportunity, and give us the support. Maybe as a person, I was honestly as well very fortunate to work with very great leaders, actually, who really believed in my capabilities, who really trusted me to be given like great responsibilities, senior positions across my digital transformation journey within the role of IT, whether it's IT support officer or IT project manager or directors and so on. I was also fortunate to work with different sectors, starting from health, then moving to oil and gas, then transportation, and finally in education. As mentioned by you, yes, I'm serving Zayed University as a digital transformation director, in which we have like more than 9,000 students, and we have faculty. We do have staff, and we do have our other, facility management and operational requirements and needs. And this is honestly, I would say it's one of the great opportunity given to me to support the country through the next generation, and by enabling smart technologies, by enabling them the right supports as and when needed during their full journey. Again, why we are fortunate being in UAE? We are given these supports to be in many government programs. So during my journey, I had a great opportunity to be certified in different programs, whether it's a digital leadership program, or it's a government open innovation, government acceleration, the customer happiness. So there are so many projects or so many programs and diplomas I was engaged with, in which it really enriched my journey as well. Within today's session, actually, what I'm planning for, to take you through the 7 milestones. I would say the key milestones that shaped my journey, starting from the passion and technology, maybe ending to how, being Nadia today, I do support the future leaders. I do support my colleagues. I do support my team, because I do have a big team who reports to me. And one of the highlights I would like to make within this, that every milestone became the foundation for the next. And this is the key, right? So you don't have to keep in mind what will happen next. You have to put full commitment. And as far as you do have your passion, that will come by itself. Let's start with the first journey, the passion towards the technology. In a very early stage, I had the belief about the power of technology and what technology could do in shaping the future, shaping the future of the individual, shaping the future of country as well. The belief was there, and that's why I enrolled myself in computer science at Zayed University, and this is where actually my beginning start. And today I do serve the same university that I got my first degree from, by being in a very senior position. So always keep in mind, like, the reflection that I would like to highlight within this first milestone in my journey, that every journey starts with first step. What you have to really focus on, that you have to be inspired enough to really be part of that journey. You have to really build that foundation very well, and never ever limit where it can take you further. Now, the second milestone I'd like to highlight is the turning point, right? By being in the technical or support function, how I turned to a leadership with greater responsibility, with the key focus on purpose, how the digital transformation could really bring value to the organization, how the service excellence can be obtained, how the impact can be created, actually. So this was really a turning point. And as I said also at the beginning, that could not be achieved without trust in my capability, without the support I got it, and without even the dedication that I had in myself. So true leadership is not about being in higher position. It's about the opportunity that when it comes to you, how you obtain that opportunity, how you put the full efforts to really manage it well across the challenges that you go through, across the initiatives that come to you, and how you could really deliver that value to your entity as well as to your company and to your country. The third milestone that I'd like to focus on is the transformation and the digital innovation. So moving from the technology itself as a support function, I would say, to a more strategic enabler. So how the technology today could really bring more value, create more business models within the modern emerging technologies that we have. By the way, the UAE has the greatest infrastructure that can support any technologies. As an entity, I would say we invested in so many technologies, but the investment actually was built on real use cases. So it's not about just investing, but what value, what impact, right, it could really bring to us. What are the possibilities we could create as individuals to shape the future? So this milestone actually was very critical in shaping my journey within the information technology. And it could not be possible without the supports that we get from the country. Today, we work very closely with so many entities, whether it's a government, private entities, to really support the vision of the country leaders. Another turning point in terms of evolving through the learning, the knowledge, the power of knowledge, and how that knowledge could really reshape your destination, and how you could, as an individual, connect the academic insight into the real world leadership, into the real world responsibilities and, initiatives. So what I would like really to highlight within this, that growth has no destination. What we have to do is really continue learning and ensure that that learning is of a great value, and how that could really evolve as you move on with your commitments, with your initiatives, and with your also strategic directions. This is one area of really of huge interest of mine, the fourth IR, and this is what my focus was during the PhD study. So how can the fourth IR and all the emerging technologies could really support the future that we want to create for our country, the future that we believe that it will really have a greater impact. So what I could really summarize within this, so today how the knowledge can really be very powerful, that it could turn whatever you have as a dream into really moment that you could celebrate at the end. It could really drive so many impacts, meaningful impacts, I would say, to really upscale individuals, to really add benefits, value, and long-lasting, benefits to the entire communities of UAE. So maybe one last statement I would make here, how you could always proactively shape and create the future through the technologies, through the different digital transformation supports and pillars that we have, part of our, government mandates. Like we are working very closely with the government leaders and how the future of AI could be with its different types and so on. So the giving back, right? So it's not important just we celebrate our achievements, the professional recognitions that we get, but what would be our role as individuals to really reshape, to really support, and to make sure that we empower each others. One of the things that I worked on very hardly to make sure that I really empower my team, I mentor them, I coach them, and ensure that I'm there always for them, right? And this is one of the things that we as a leader believe that is very critical, and that supports cannot be even compared with any other type of supports. So maybe as a takeaway, success can be only meaningful when our achievements can turn those opportunities to empower others, to really make sure that others grow with us as we move within the journey, and to make sure also that the success will come together. It's win-win, where individuals are part of any successful achievements. As said, the journey would continue by the colleagues in the previous sessions. Maybe as we continue within this journey, our key focus is how we could really create a bigger impact, a greater value, how we could really support the sustainability in the country, how we could really help our next generation really to become like effective leaders, to become more innovators, to really create impacts as they move on with their career. But this is my last, maybe emphasize that today we do have a greatest responsibility towards the new generation, especially being in digital transformation. One of the key things I do, I make sure that the projects and initiatives are done by young generation, by our students. And I was really amazed within the engagements that I had. And I would definitely continue doing that. The capabilities that I saw in our students or in our alumni towards the future. So maybe just to conclude, like every milestone, yes, as highlighted, it's shaped where I'm today, but this is not the final destination. The journey gonna continue in terms of enabling more game-changing technology, in terms of supporting strategic leadership, and providing sustainable innovation, and as I said, empowering the next generation. Thank you very much for your time, for your attention. I really hope that you benefit overall from the highlights that I make within this session. I'll be very happy to have this one-to-one or on-site interactions in a very short time. Thank you very much.
Dr. Nadia, it was lovely, and there's a lot to learn from it. And soon we will have a physical conference and would like to invite you again so audience can ask one-to-one questions and can learn more from you.
Sure. Thank you very much, Heidi.
Thank you very much for joining us today. This was Dr. Nadia. She was talking from ambition to impact, an Emirati woman journey of technology, leadership, and sustainable innovation, which is the most important areas for any nations. And it is great that the woman is leading in these areas. And we are proud on you for all these efforts. Now, the next speaker that is in the queue is an amazing lady. She's the founder, and she is a CEO, Chief Executive Officer for Hanan Empire. Please welcome Dr. Hanan Al-Meheri. Hi, doctor. How are you doing?
Hello, Dr. Musa. How is everything?
Everything is great. Good to see you again after a long time.
Yeah, I know. It has been so many years. I hope that you are doing well.
All is amazing, and the audience is very excited for your speech today. So I'll give you the mic, and time is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Musa, and thank you for inviting me today to be part of this wonderful online event. Good evening, everyone, and happy Emirati Women's Day. Today, I want to speak about something that I believe sits at the heart of resilience, empowerment, and leadership. Identity, which is the theme of today's webinar. And strangely enough, I want to begin our conversation about Emirati women by taking you somewhere completely different. England. The year is 1558. A 25-year-old woman has just inherited the throne. Her name is Elizabeth. Elizabeth inherited the crown at an extraordinary, difficult moment. England was politically and in terms of religion, was divided. There were international threats, there were uncertainty about the future and of the monarchy. But there was another challenge. She was a woman, and in the 16th century, there were people who fundamentally questioned whether a woman was capable of ruling. So before Elizabeth could prove what kind of leader she would become, the world has already formed assumptions about what she could be not. She could not be immediately change the world around her, but she could refuse to allow the people who around her determine the world within her. So at this moment, I want to leave Elizabeth's story for a moment, because it's not the speech about Queen Elizabeth. It's a speech about us. It is just to learn that sometimes you can go through, like when Queen Elizabeth has inherited the crown. I'm talking about Queen Elizabeth I. When she inherited the crown, it was the kingdom was in a very difficult situation. However, going through this difficult situation, she didn't become a less of a queen. So it is a matter of identity. What she was really smart. She worked strategically on how to build alliances, how to generate money, and all of this for the kingdom. So today, as we celebrate Emirati women, I find myself thinking about the same question: Who are we? Who is the Emirati women? Our identity cannot be reduced only because of job titles. We are not powerful simply because today we are ministers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, scientists, or engineers, doctors, educators, or leaders. Those are achievements, but they are not the beginning of our story. Our story began before the titles. It began with women who built families, protected homes, preserved our culture, raised generations, and contributed to their communities. They may have not had impressive titles printed underneath their names. However, they had something incredibly powerful: strength, identity, and purpose. Think about Emirati women who became before us, before the skyscrapers, before the universities, before opportunities were available to us in today's market. These circumstances were not easy. Life demanded resilience, and yet they contributed. They raised families, they preserved traditions, they supported communities, they adapted, and they endured, and they continued. Today, we use words like resilience, empowerment, and leadership, but perhaps our grandmothers were practicing these long before we gave them names. So when we talk about empowering Emirati women, we are not creating strength where it does not exist. We are building upon a strength that we already have. And then came another important chapter of our story as Emirati women, the formation and the development of the United Arab Emirates. Our leadership understood something fundamental. You cannot build a future of nation while leaving half of its potential behind. From the earliest years of union, education became central to the national development, including education of women. And some of my peers at the beginning of this webinar, like Ms. Arifa, she gave us also a wonderful history, so I wouldn't really repeat what was shared previously. But generation after generation, doors continued to open: education, government, business, science, technology, diplomacy, space, entrepreneurship, and leadership. Today, Emirati women are not watching the UAE future being built. We are helping in building it. And it's not also a competition between men. Alhamdulillah, women now, or Emirati women, we realize now that the only competition that we have is with ourselves. We always we always compete with what we were yesterday, how we can become better. We are helping building the future of the United Arab Emirates, and behind the success of Emirati women stands the country and leadership who chose to invest in our potential. And Emirati Women Day, we must acknowledge a woman whose vision has been inseparable, who has been really, let's say, a foundation of this journey, Her Highness Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak, the mother of the nation. Look how far women have become. It also invites us to ask, where are we going next? Because empowerment is not a destination. Every generation inherits opportunities created by generation before it, and carries the responsibility to expand those opportunities for the generations to come. So let me return briefly to the young women I introduced at the beginning, Elizabeth. Different country, different century, different culture, a completely different story. I'm not comparing Elizabeth, England with the UAE. I'm comparing on one human experience. What happens when her circumstances change identity? Elizabeth lived in the society that questioned whether a woman could rule. When Emirati women are fortunate to live in a country whose leadership has repeatedly told us participate, learn, lead, build, contribute, and perhaps this gives us an even better, greater responsibility, because when women believes in you, eventually you must learn to believe in yourself as well. Perhaps this is the question where Emirati Women Day we should have not simply what have Emirati women achieved, but rather what will we do with everything we have? How we will evolve to the next generation? That to me is empowerment, not only rising. Even with all these opportunities that we have in the UAE, we still experience challenges. We are women, we are leaders, we are mothers, daughters, sisters, entrepreneurs, professionals, members of the communities. We are navigating enormous technological transformation. We live in the region experiencing change and uncertainty. So there will be moments where we feel tired. There will be moments when there is someone who will underestimate you or underestimate your potential. And there are even moments when you will underestimate yourself. You will start doubting yourself. You will maybe self-sabotage will creep in. When that happens, remember, a difficult chapter does not erase your identity and it doesn't have to define you. Whenever you face difficult season, ask yourself those three questions. Number one, what happened? Describe the circumstances without turning it to an identity. I failed at something, not I am failure. Number two, who I am despite what happened. Remember your values, your capabilities, your faith, your experience, your history, and your strength. And number three, who do I choose to become because of what has happened to me? Because perhaps resilience is not turning to who you were before the challenge. Sometimes resilience means an evolved version of you, allowing the challenge to introduce you to a stronger version of yourself. So today on Emirati Women's Day, I don't want only to celebrate Emirati women, what Emirati women have accomplished. I want to celebrate who we are. We are the daughters of women who demonstrated resilience before resilience became leadership currency. We are the beneficiaries of a nation that invested in our education and our potential. We are women living at a time where extraordinary opportunities are available to us. And now we are responsible for what comes next. So whatever life wherever life takes you, whatever challenge you are experiencing right now, whatever door has closed, whatever someone has said about you, whatever you have temporarily started believing about yourself, remember who you are. Remember who you came from, where you came from. Remember the women who came before you. Remember the country that believes in you. Remember the opportunities that have been entrusted to you. And remember the women you are still becoming. Circumstances may challenge you. They might even change you, and they should change you because you must also evolve. They may temporarily shake you. shake your beliefs, shake your confidence, but you must carry forward. But they should never be allowed to define you. So all these challenges, don't let them define you. Let your best version or the next version of you emerge. So happy Emirati Women's Day to all of you. May we honor the women who became before us, rise the opportunities given to us, and leave even greater possibilities for the women who come after us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Hanan. That was really amazing. And I want to thank you for joining us today. And I'm looking forward to welcome you in our next shows.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with this lovely messages and inspirational conversation by Dr. Hanan, we will move towards the next speaker, who is an educationist from Rasul Khaimah, the mountains, the beautiful place in Emirates. And she is going to talk about empowered women inspiring generations. So please welcome her. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Khola. How are you doing?
Walaikum salam, doctor. All good. How are you? Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. And I want to thank you for your continuous support, that you're always
welcome.
standing for the women in the community.
You're most
That's
welcome.
amazing on your shoulder. And
Yeah.
I always appreciate your contribution.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you. Well appreciate.
So first of all, I want to congratulate on your Emirati Women Day, and
Thank you.
mic is all yours, and time is all yours. Please start.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Distinguished guests, honored attendees, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Musa Sheikh for inviting us, always remembering us to, share our stories, experience for the coming generations. So thank you once again, Dr. Musa, and the hidden team behind the scenes, where they always in touch with us, night, morning, night, anytime, for even, replying to us and helping whenever we need. Thank you, team. So today we come together to celebrate Emirati Women's Day and recognize the contributions of Emirati women to the growth and success of our nation. This year's theme, as you heard from the beginning, we will emerge stronger and better. Remind us that strength is not about living without challenges. It is about raising above challenges with determination, courage, and hope. As I reflected this theme, I found myself thinking about another message that is very close to my heart: empowered women and inspiring generations. Because every empowered woman has a story of dreams, a story of challenges, a story of dedication, and a story of impact. So when I look around, I don't just see successful women. I see mothers who support future leaders, educators who shape young minds, professionals who drive innovation, and students who carry the promise of tomorrow. My own journey began with a dream. As a young girl, I dreamed of earning my PhD. One day I remember in the school, I was sitting in the class and suddenly I was, the cleaners were cleaning the classroom. They were putting so many things, the flower here, putting clothes on the table. making the class wonderful. And even my teacher was saying to all of my classmates, of course, remember tomorrow to raise your hands, remember tomorrow to answer the questions, tell me if you don't understand it, and also try to be quiet. Then I told my doctor, my teacher, who's coming to our class? She said, a doctor is coming. I said, well, he's like one of us, you know. She said, Khawla, he's a doctor. Then after that, she said, a doctor mean it's the highest education level. Here it came to think, I want to do my doctorate. I told her, okay, miss, I want to do my PhD as well. She said, why not? What I really like about my teacher, she immediately said that if you have a dream, you will make it, you know? So I was thinking about it since I was in grade 10. I didn't join the college. I wasn't even in grade 12. I was in grade 10. And here my dream became. But life had a different path, you know? When my academic results did not allow me to work hard to that dream, I felt disappointed. I wondered if my dream was over. For some time, I believed a door has closed. But later on, that sometimes when one door closed, another door, and it leads another door to open. So it leads something that even greater. And instead of giving up, I completed my certificate, then a diploma, then my bachelor degree, then my master degree, and eventually I earned my PhD. And proudly, I received Emirati Award from the Ministry of Education as distinguished students postgraduate studies. And I was awarded via His Excellency Saif bin Zayed Al Nahyan. So the journey was not easy, to tell you the truth. The journey was tough. There were challenges, obstacles, and moments of lack of confidence. But every challenges taught me a lesson, and every steps forward made me stronger. Throughout this journey, my mother believed in me during moments when I struggled to believe in myself. She reminded me that success is not about how quickly each of our goals. It is about continuing to move forward even the journey becomes difficult. So over time, I realized that my journey was not only about earning a degree. It was about discovering my purpose. Today, I have the privilege of working as an educator in higher education. Every day, I meet students with dreams, with hopes, and challenges of their own. Either a male and female are the same. And that is why I share my story today. Not because it is remarkable, but because it shows a simple truth. Over the years, I have learned that, some of the most inspiring stories are found in our classrooms. And this is true. One of my students, I'm going to share with you a story now. So one of my students, she's a mother and one of the strongest women I have ever met. Well, I got her permission. I was talking to her last week to tell her that I'm going to join an online session about Emirati women. So she was okay. She was happy to share her story. And she didn't even mind to tell her name. Her name is Khadija. A few years ago, her life changed forever when she lost her son to cancer. Sadly, as a mother, there is no greater pain than losing a child. It was a heartbreaking time for her and for her family. Many people would have understood if she had given up on her dreams or no. But what I really liked about Khadija, she did not give it, she didn't give up. Instead, she chose to move forward. She did continue her education. She repeated grade 12 and started over again. It was not easy. She carried the pain of loss while balancing family responsibilities and her studies. Yet, she never gave up. Step by step, she continued her journey. Today, she's completing her bachelor degree in education in my college. And I was very lucky to be one of her teacher, to teach her in my class. That's why I knew Khadija and I know her story, and I wanted to share her story. When I think about this year's theme, we will emerge stronger and better. I think of a woman like Khadija. She could not change what happened, but she chose how to respond to it. She turned her pain into strength, and today, her story inspires everyone around her. She proudly walk around, she proudly talk to students, she proudly continue her study. Her story reminds us that your situation do not determine your future. Your obstacle do not define your potential. Your challenges do not limit your ability to succeed. This message is especially important when we reflect on our achievement of Emirati women. As we celebrate today's Women's Emiratis Day, we celebrate not only achievement, but also responsibility. The responsibility of inspire, the responsibility to support others, and the responsibility to create opportunity for future generations. Because the true empowerment is not only about a personal success alone. No, it is about helping others to discover their own ability. Every teacher encourages a student. Every mother builds confidence in her child. Every leader who supports her team. Every woman who lifts each woman or another woman. All of them are inspiring generations. And that is why the theme, Empowered Women, Inspiring Generations, is so meaningful. An empowered woman does not simply change her own life. She changes the lives of those around her. As I conclude today, I would like to leave you with a simple message. Success is not about having a perfect path. It's about having the courage to keep moving forward when the path changes. Looking back, I realized that the greatest achievement is not a degree, is not a little, or it's not an award. The greatest achievement is becoming a source of inspiration for others. Today, as we celebrate Emirati Women's Day and embrace this year's theme, we will emerge stronger and better. I see this heart reflect in every Emirati woman. We are daughters who carry the values of our nations. We are mothers who guide future leaders. We are educators who shape minds. We are professionals who drive innovation. We are leaders who contribute to the future of the UAE. To every young woman here today, I say, dream confidently, Believe in yourself. Don't be afraid of challenges. Don't let obstacle define your future because every challenge you overcome makes you stronger. Remember that? Every lesson you learn makes you wiser, and every step you take brings you closer to the person you are meant to become today. Let us continue to empower one another, support one another, and inspire future generations. Together, we will not only achieve our dreams, no, together, we will emerge stronger and better. Happy Emirati Women's Day. May Allah continue to bless all the women of the UAE and the nations we are proudly serve. Thank you.
Amin. And I want to thank you for joining us today and giving a very thoughtful
Okay.
speech.
Thank you.
And once again, happy Emirati Day.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was an amazing discussion by Dr. Khola, who is herself a role model for the upcoming youth in Emirates. And with this, we are moving towards the next speaker of the day, who's also really a very dynamic. She has great achievement. She got a PhD degree in environmental health sciences from University of South Carolina, which is a great GPA, 4 out of 4, which is amazing. She's been serving the government for as a specialist in clinical research. Please welcome Dr. Badria Al Murshidi. Assalamu alaikum, doctor. Thank you very much for joining. I can't hear your sound. I don't know why. I know sound is not coming to me. Maybe you can join again. You can exit and join again. It will help. Yeah, sometimes we do have such kind of technical errors comes when we are online, and that's a part of the online conferences. So, meanwhile, we can discuss Emirati woman is really dynamic. Every woman is dynamic. They are compassionate. They are mothers, sisters, daughters. They understand their cultures. They want to grow up. They want to be independent. Let's
Hello
see.
again.
Oh, yes. Now it is great. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, Dr. Al Sheikh. So I want to start.
Yeah, so
it
mic is
is-
in your hand and time is yours. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. First of all, it's my incredible, this is for my incredible sister and Dr. Musa Al Sheikh. Peace, mercies, and the blessing of Allah be upon you. And it is I'm proud for these opportunities to join you at to celebrate the Emiratis Women Day. We honor a legacy, of course, built on the timeless visions of our founding father, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, rahimahullah, and of course, beautifully championed by Sheikh Fatima bint Mubarak, hafidahullah. They taught us, our leader taught us that a very important fundamental truth that any nation that cannot soar its golden future with the half of its wing. And for any nation, the second half of the wings is the females, the women. For Emiratis government and Emiratis culture, I am proud to say now that second half of the wings, which is the Emiratis women, those wings are stronger than before, and it is also soaring higher than ever, which is make me very proud of my nation. Of course, for my specialties, thank you for Dr. Al-Sheikh to introduce me. I am a researcher in the clinical field. I used to be a professor at UAE University. I am now working for Dubai Health Authority. And for me, clinical research is something very valuable, and it is the heartbeat for the medical miracles, to be honest, as we know that on this era we facing many incurable disease, many diseases that have no treatment. So we always supporting a female to be in the field of a clinical research to find a cure for a disease. And to be honest, the talk about research or clinical research will take you to highlight the clinical research as the architectures of the human survival. We are looking for a cure, looking for a survival, and we are here in Dubai Health Authority. We are supporting women researchers in the medical field and in medical universities to do a clinical research, to give their innovative ideas or therapy that can make a difference not only in United Arab Emirates but also in the world. And one of the things that I am proud today of, because of the wisdom of our government, that when I compare the percentage of the women in clinical research in UAE to the global statistics of the women in clinical research, I'm proud to say that the UAE female achieve about 33 to 39% of a women that entering the field of the clinical research, compared to, which is higher compared to globally. And globally, the women who are in the clinical research, which according to the statistics, it's about only 29%. So this is in short. I don't want to be long, but I am here as a woman in my field. I am supported Emiratis women in the field they like, but also in a very sensitive field like clinical research. And again, I am very proud to be with you in this team. So thank you, Dr. Musa Sheikh, again for gathering us and introducing for us the wonderful Emiratis women in different field. Thank you so much.
Being part of us today and supporting. You are really a role model for the upcoming youth. Your achievements, your education, and your research work is amazing. So I will say keep it up. And we are hoping to see you in near future in our physical conferences.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was Dr. Badria. She is an amazing woman in terms of science research and serving the community with her full dedication. With this, we are moving towards the next speaker of the day, who is a senior director in a bank. Responsible for digital transformation, which is an amazing portfolio. Please welcome Sara Al Musawi. Hi, Sarah. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, doctor, and thank you, everyone. And good evening from Dubai. Well, essentially, I wanted first to thank Berkeley Middle East for inviting me today, and it's an honor to be here and celebrate Emirati Women's Day. So before we get started, I would like to present a very small note here with a question. And before that, we started the session with a very great note from Her Excellency, which made me think again with a question around, think about the most difficult season you've experienced in your life. Not your busiest week, not your busiest day or months, and not a task that simply had a tight deadlines to it. I'm talking about the period where you questioned yourself. Despite of working harder every day, or maybe probably in professional settings mostly with people can relate to, but have you ever asked yourself this question? Is it worth it, what I'm doing? Is it worth going through this challenge today and with the complexities and meeting those deadlines? I'm sure everyone had that moment where they questioned themselves whether it's worth going through this challenge. And you probably answered yourself yes. But what if that season quietly taught us the skill that any of our easiest years never would have taught us before? What if this was a meant to be lesson for everyone, or for the particular person who's facing it, to emerge stronger as part of our theme today, and help you to become a stronger, more resilient than you ever were before? So today, the lessons that I'd like to share with you are the lessons that my greatest UAE leaders have taught me, from Sheikh Zayed Tayyib Allah Tharah to Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed and Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, Allah yahfadhum. As a leadership coach and mentor, and essentially working on a very sophisticated as a digital transformation leader as well, I always ask myself this question, which is basically every step that I take in my life, I ask this: what's the purpose behind it? What is there for me? What is there for my nation? And I always look up to my leaders, because this is how I was able to adapt to every change, being resilient, learning from the best, of course, our great UAE leaders, and adapting to every change. Today, I want to share with you what difficult seasons quietly teach us, not because hardship is something we should seek for, but because each one of us will eventually experience it, whether they have experienced it before, whether you're experiencing it today, or in the future. The difference among us is basically the choices that we make, whether the path that you're taking would suit you or would suit someone else. And these are the lessons that I learned from our great UAE leaders. So the first lesson was, and the most important, is clarity. I learned that in difficult seasons, what teaches us is clarity. Which takes me to this question. If tomorrow you lost half of your available time, what is one thing you would still choose to focus on? I'm sure you've had days where there were a lot of things on your plate, but you had to make a choice on what to focus on. And that's where the priority comes in. This is where we actually focus on what actually matters the most, and we focus on that and prioritize it, rather than we collectively take everything on our plate. Which takes me to this, the second lesson that I learned, which is one of my favorite ones here. It's basically how we adapt while we are on an emotional regulation here. Of course, when we're in a difficult situation, under stress, pressure, we often first react based on our emotion rather than based on our rational thinking here. When pressure increases, which one goes first? Your heartbeat or your thinking? And that's where people often basically think about leadership, is about having answers. Now, especially if it's an unknown area and you're under the pressure and you have to make a decision. Of course, the heart races, you might not think straight, but there are capabilities and skills that our leaders have taught us, from the COVID pandemic time to every difficult situations that we have actually faced on even daily basis. So people often think leadership is about having answers, which is not true. Leadership is often about managing yourself before managing anyone else. Because if you're able to manage yourself, if you're able to adapt and make sure that the whole entire, for example, environment is under control, everyone else will feel safe enough to basically continue as is. And that's where the every difficult season gives you opportunities to react. Let's say email, or a disagreement, or an unexpected criticism, or even a debate with family, or outside with strangers, or your friends, colleagues. It could happen, which is very normal. You can't always control the situation, but you can always influence your response. And over time, people remember your consistency and not your perfectionism, because we always think, if I'm perfect, if I act or execute in a very perfect manner, that's it. My job has ended. But that's not true. It's the consistency that matters, which will allow people to remember you and your good deeds. Of course, one of the latest lessons as well, which I personally would like to take you to, which is one of my favorites here as well. And it's about adaptability. And I think the prime example that we can talk about is 6 years ago, when the COVID hit us, or the pandemic hit us basically. No one had a clue what to do next. It was an unknown, basically, area. However, our leaders adapted to change and adjusted the plan. And that was a lesson we learned. When unknowns show up, it is the matter of changing in plan and adjusting to it, rather than just following the rigid plan that we had always. And alhamdulillah, we saw how UAE emerged stronger after that. And in every situation like this, every time our country has taught us and showed us how to stay resilient and adapt to change, regardless of the situation here. And another example I could basically give is with this whole entire AI coming in, technology or the technology companies here that actually survive are the ones who actually adapt and not the ones that think smarter here. We often basically misunderstand that. And that's what leadership always works exactly the same way. So maybe a question back to our audience here. What was your hardest year and what it taught you, basically? Could be today, could be yesterday. But of course, there has been some challenges or, let's say, difficulties that taught you something about it, which stayed with you until now. For me, it was definitely patience. If I take you 10 years ago, I was completely impatient person. And I always thought perfectionism is how we can actually accelerate and become better. But as a matter of fact, it's consistency and being patient. And that's exactly what our leaders had taught us as well. So I'll leave you with a final note here, which is basically, what is this season trying to teach you? Or basically, what is this season currently trying to teach me as well? Which is something that I always think of or reflect on. We often judge difficult seasons while we're inside them. But leadership has a funny way of revealing its lessons much later. And many of our qualities we admire in our great UAE leaders are the calmness, humility, perspective, decisiveness, empathy, and that rarely comes from comfort here. It comes from with a responsibility per se. So they're developed very quietly without us knowing how it is. And during those seasons that nobody else sees, they see it. So I always say this, pay attention. I always have to pay attention, or let's say whenever we get into that thought, the spiral thought of whether it's worth it, whether this complexity that I'm going through, this difficult challenge that I'm taking today, is it actually worth it? That's where you pay attention to your inner thoughts. Because the season you're trying to escape, maybe the one that you're preparing is actually will prepare you for the next upcoming challenges and for for higher responsibilities or bigger responsibilities you never knew it actually would exist. And perhaps the real question isn't about why is this happening to me? It's about what is this season trying to teach me and make me basically more adaptive, more resilient for my next upcoming challenge. With that being said, happy Emirati Women's Day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was lovely, insightful as usual. I remember when you were last year in a physical conference, you had the similar questions, which really was impactful. So keep rocking that way. You're such a motivational talent, and happy Emirati Women Day to you. Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going towards the next speaker of the day. So there is a very interesting discussion we generally do that is the Emirati Women Day is for who hold an Emirati passport, or is it the woman who is not Emirati by nationality, but they still live and love Emirates, United Arab Emirates? So, living myself in UAE, I experienced that people, women love UAE. They want to stay there. This is their home country, even they don't have our nationality to live it. So I only truly believe that when we say Emirati Women Day, so we include all the women lives in UAE and love UAE. This woman that I'm going to introduce you is one of them. She is originally from Ireland and in the field of education, program director and associate professor. And she's going to talk about today, May the Road Rise With You, lessons from the Irish woman on emerging stronger and better. Please welcome Dr. Fiona Uster. Hi, Dr. Fiona. How are you doing?
Good evening. Thank you so much for your kind introduction, Dr. Musa. It was very generous. And I'm so grateful to be here for the opportunity. And also, I'd love to thank you as well for being such a strong advocate for women. I think this is something that we all really and truly appreciate.
Thank you very much for your comments. They are very appreciated. And now I'm going to give you the mic, and time is yours. Please go ahead and inspire your audience.
Thank you very much indeed. So good evening, everyone, and a very happy Emirati Women's Day. This year's theme, in fact, is one that I find genuinely moving. We emerge stronger and better. So, with your permission, I would like to explore this idea by taking you to my home country of Ireland, because I believe the story of Irish women, past and present, offers a mirror in which we can see the story of Emirati women more clearly. And after my trip to Ireland with you, I promise to bring us all home again to the UAE. So, at first glance, Ireland and the Emirates might seem worlds apart. One is very famous for rain, and the other, but look closer, and the parallels are actually quite striking. So both are small nations that were long underestimated by larger neighbours. Both won their sovereignty in the 20th century, Ireland in 1922 and the UAE in 1971. Both transformed themselves within a single lifetime, from poverty and hardship into prosperous, confident, globally connected societies. And in both countries, that transformation was carried, often quietly, often without credit, on the shoulders of women. Ireland's national poet, W.B. Yeats, watching his country pass through the fire of its founding struggle, wrote that everything was changed and changed utterly. And that is the experience of both our nations. Change so complete that grandmothers and granddaughters seem to inhabit different worlds. And yet something essential, identity, faith, family, belonging endures, stronger and better. Let me introduce you to three Irish women from the past. The first sailed the seas 4 centuries ago. Grace O'Malley, or Gornevale in Irish, was a chieftain and a sea captain in the 1500s, commanding her own fleet along Ireland's Atlantic coast, at a time when women were expected to command nothing at all. When her family's lands and livelihoods were threatened, she did something extraordinary. She sailed to London and negotiated face-to-face and as an equal with Queen Elizabeth I. And I know Dr. Hannan mentioned Queen Elizabeth I as well. Two powerful women from two very different worlds finding common ground. Grace O'Malley teaches us that leadership is not a modern invention granted to women. It is an inheritance women have always claimed, wherever courage allowed. The second woman is Constance Markievicz. In 1918, she became the first woman ever elected to the British Parliament, before women in most of the world could even vote. She had been a countess, an artist, a revolutionary, and a prisoner. And she once gave advice to young women that I will paraphrase rather than quote. She said, "Dress sensibly and leave your jewels in the bank," because she believed that a woman's place was wherever the work of building a nation was being done. She went on to become one of the first cabinet ministers anywhere in the world. From a prison cell to parliament, she emerged stronger and her country emerged better. The third woman is quieter, a lady called Dr. Kathleen Lynn, and she was one of Ireland's first female doctors. When the establishment barred her from hospital posts because of her gender, she didn't wait for permission. She founded her own hospital in 1919 for the poorest infants in Dublin, at a time when child mortality in the city's tenements was catastrophic. She saved thousands of lives with an institution built precisely because doors had been closed to her. A closed door for Kathleen Lynn was simply an invitation to build a new building. Now come forward with me to living memory. In 1990, Ireland elected Mary Robinson as its first female president. In her victory speech, she famously described the women of Ireland who, instead of rocking the cradle, had rocked the system. Her election changed what Irish girls believed was possible, and she went on to serve the whole world as a UN High Commissioner for Human Rights and as a tireless voice for climate justice. Since Robinson, Ireland has actually never looked back. She was followed directly by a second female president, Mary McAleese, meaning an entire generation of Irish children grew up knowing nothing other than a woman as head of state. Or consider Katie Taylor from a small town south of Dublin called Bray. As a girl, she had to hide her identity to box because girls were simply not allowed in the ring. She kept fighting literally until the rules changed. She won Olympic gold and became one of the greatest boxers, male or female, of her generation. She didn't just enter the arena. She forced the arena to rebuild itself around her. So, what unites all of these women? The pirate queen, the revolutionary, the doctor, the president, the boxer. None of them emerged from ease. Every single one emerged from refusal, restriction, or ridicule. And each one left her country stronger and better than she found it. And here is where I bring us home to the UAE, because everything I have just described has an Emirati echo, often achieved faster and with the wind of national vision at its back rather than at its face. Where Ireland had Grace O'Malley commanding ships, the Emirates has Major Mariam Al-Mansouri commanding the skies, the UAE's first female fighter pilot. Where Ireland had Kathleen Lynn building a hospital against the odds, Emirati women today are not fighting their way into national institutions, they're leading them. In this country, women hold around half the seats in the Federal National Council, and around 2/3 of government sector roles are held by women, including senior and decision-making positions. And these are figures that many older democracies, Ireland included, still cannot match. Where Ireland had Mary Robinson reaching the presidency, the Emirates has Sarah Al-Amiri reaching, quite literally, for Mars. A woman in her 30s leading the scientific mission that made this first Arab nation to orbit another planet. Think about the distance traveled. Within one lifetime, from a society of pearl divers and desert traders to a woman directing an interplanetary mission. If this is not emerging stronger and better, well, I don't know what is. And as mentioned already, and behind all of this stands Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak, as we mentioned, who began advocating for women's education and advancement in the 1970s, when the country itself was only beginning. And like the Irish women I described, she understood a simple truth. As we've mentioned, a nation that develops only half its talent will only ever be half of what it could become. So, what do these two stories, Irish and Emirati, teach us about this year's theme? 3 things, I think. First, emergence requires pressure. Diamonds, pearls, and remarkable women have this in common. The Irish women I described were shaped by exclusion. Emirati women of the founding generation were shaped by genuine hardship, the harsh economy of the desert and the sea before the Union. Neither story begins in comfort. So if you're facing pressure in your own life right now, in your studies, in your career, in your ambitions, take heart. Pressure is not the opposite of your story. It may just be the beginning of it. Second, stronger is personal, but better is collective. Notice themes may emerge stronger. It says we. Every woman I've mentioned today converted her personal strength into public good. A hospital, a parliament, a space program, a generation of girls who dream differently. And that is the theme sets for all of us, women and men alike. Do not merely survive your challenges, metabolize them into something your community can use. And third, the emergence is never finished. Ireland is still working on equal representation. The Emirates has set itself ambitious goals for the decades ahead. We emerge is present tense. It's continuous. It's something we do again every year, every setback, every morning. So let me close in the Irish way with a blessing. There's a traditional Irish blessing, centuries old, that travellers have carried all over the world, and I think it belongs here today, offered to the women of the Emirates and to everyone in this room who's in the middle of their own emergence. And it is, may the road rise to meet you, may the wind be always at your back, may the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft upon your fields. The women of Ireland had to make their own roads rise. The women of the Emirates have shown the world how far a nation travels when the wind and the support of its leadership, its families, its men and women together is at its back. So to the Emirati women here today, thank you. Thank you for what you've built. Thank you for what you're still building. You have emerged, you're emerging stronger and better. And because of you, so are we all. Again, happy Emirati Women's Day. Shukran. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your lovely insight about Ireland and comparing it with UAE. You're always amazing, and all your talks are very impactful. And I want to thank you today for joining us in this conference.
I'm delighted. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Have a lovely day ahead.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was Dr. Fiona. She is an amazing professor and a beautiful soul. And with this, we are moving towards the next speaker of the day, who is an Emirati young girl who is an entrepreneur. She has done something really creative, and she's a founder of Noura Majlis. She's a writer also, and a food taste innovation founder. Please welcome Noura Al-Awadi. Hi, Noura. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me, Doctor, with the amazing introduction. Actually, I'm so inspired. I'm actually humbled by the amount of amazing, inspiring women, not just Emirati, even Irish women we have on the call.
That's great. So today is your day, and mic is in your hand. Please go ahead and inspire your audience.
I hope I can do I can do them justice out of all of the amazing talks, and I think it's beautiful to hear all of the women here that are more than willing to inspire, because my experience may be a little different from some others, and I've always had the very positive experience of having women bring me up and mentor me and support me, along with some men, of course, but mainly I've been very privileged in that area, and my story might be a little bit different from the others who are very inspiring. And I know you mentioned that, I have my own, from Noura's Majlis, it's a sauce business, and I do right now. And my passion is creativity and all of that, but it didn't start off like that. Actually, when you mentioned to us pick a topic, it was difficult to pick one, but I thought of going with something that I've learned, which is humbleness. Being humble with others, but mostly being even humble with yourself. The reason for that is because when I started my journey, I started in the analytical field. I went into, the big corporate companies. It was very, let's say, male-led companies, and it was very brutal. And I had a lot of experiences where I had to, race or work 10 times as much to get to a position. And throughout that journey, throughout my 9 simple years of working, I've always been always this close to getting that position or that place or that success. And for some reason, it never worked out. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because I want to share that, sometimes the greater leadership or the greater positions or the bigger, shinier things isn't always where someone is meant to be. And this is not just as an Emirati woman saying this, it's also as a woman, as a friend, as a sister, as even like for anyone who is interested in knowing more, like, it's always nice. And I like that a lot of the people here do echo that. And I love the concept where Dr. Hanan mentioned that we are like the echo of our past generations. And I always think of that. How can I give justice to our past generations? So I started off in that very analytical, strategic field where I needed that position, I needed that. And subhanallah, as soon as I was going to get it, I did istikhara 4 times and Allah took me out of it. So that was my experience. So I was very, at the beginning, I was very upset and I was thinking always, and I think like the others here, sometimes doors close. And sometimes you don't get the dream or ambition that you wanted because sometimes it might not be the correct ambition. And that's why I come back to what I began with, humbleness. And I think that time it led me to really think about my own intentions and why I was even running that race. And I didn't even have to run that race, just to prove myself, let's say. And that was alhamdulillah, yani I got lucky. Allah saved me from that kind of thinking that I had. But the reason I say this is because there are so many people in the same position that I was in, and it was very painful when I left that situation. But it was like someone else even said, it opened so many doors that I haven't experienced before, where I was able to become the writer, to become the food creator, instead of, trying to become a manager, trying to become like a director and then CEO and all of that, which is wonderful for some people, but not everyone's journey is the same. So leadership, the typical kind of leadership that is known by, the corporate society, isn't always for everyone. There is leadership in everything that we do, and it requires a certain kind of humbleness and breaking your ego to come to there. Because once you break down and lose everything, you truly can rebuild yourself and see what you actually like, what you actually can give back to the community, and how you can grow further as a community. And I think that was the main message I wanted to bring on the plate. And I think I really love the topic of emerging stronger, because as an entrepreneur, there is no such thing as, not failing. Failing comes with every step of the way. And it's important to always remember to pick yourself up and remain humble throughout that experience. Because at the end of the day, we are all, here for the greater society, for, a greater purpose, not just for, the self. And yeah, I know I didn't take too long, but that was like the main message that I wanted to bring through.
That's great. That's great. I think being you are a young entrepreneur, so you have more Generation Z style feelings, which are also great part of our conference. And you rightly said that there are fears, there are failures, but the good thing is to come, resist, and come out of it. So I want to thank you for today joining us, and I wish you a very good luck for your future businesses.
Thank you so much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was a great Emirati youth leader, and it's a great inspiration that in such a young age she has excelled in her own business and become a founder. So, with this, we are going towards the next speaker, who is almost a PhD. She's doing a research PhD candidate in biomedical science, and she is a researcher. As an Emirati woman, we can see that she is working on the neurodegenerative diseases, especially Parkinson, which is a very disturbing disease. And you remember there was a boxer called Muhammad Ali. He got that one in the end of his life. So these are very important areas of research which she's doing. Please welcome Moza Al Shihi. Hi, Moza. How are you doing today?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you. It's a little bit showing a dark side. If you're unable to fix it, you can maybe exit out and in it can sort out the matter. So meanwhile, Moza fixed the mic and the picture. You can understand that being a nation, we need women who is in science, in the research.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can't
Cannot
see
see
you,
me?
unfortunately, but we can only hear you.
And now?
So I guess your cam is not working. It's looking a dark black shade, no face. Maybe you can try to exit and come back. Sometimes these kind of troubleshootings really works. That's when you restart your system, restart the StreamYard, everything gets better. So, as a nation, we always need women at every level, whether it's an accountant, it's a lawyer, it's a scientist, it's a doctor, an engineer. And what a beautiful combination we saw in Emiratis, that we have women in research, we have women in science, we have women in audit, we are having entrepreneurs, the young girls who are coming into business. That's really amazing. It means that the nation is ready, and the nation is strong and resilient, and such nation is actually a desirable nation, and all this credit goes to the founders of UAE and the leaders who are spending continuously, providing opportunities to the women to grow, to study. They send them abroad in big universities, which government is paying for, and they provide opportunities. It's so amazing in UAE at the moment. Yeah, Moza is back. I think there's an issue with your camera, but it's fine if you want to speak with the sound only, because at least we can hear you. Moza, can you hear us? Now your sound is also not coming. Before it was coming. Yeah, sometimes we do have these kind of troubleshooting matters. Everyone is eager to hear her and myself. So, yeah, I was talking that the UAE is an amazing country. You have a you have the best luxury of life. You have tourism. You have peace. With minimum crime rates, with a lot of opportunities for family, entertainment, leisure parks. You have Ferrari World. You have the uh, other other shopping malls, greater facilities, infrastructure, beautiful islands, and the most important is the most uh, attractive location for tourism. I can see Moza is trying again.
Can you hear me?
Finally, we can see you and we can hear you. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, welcome.
So, Moza, so the mic is in your hand. Please go ahead and take your time.
Okay. 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 Actually, it's my truly honor to be a part of this for this conference and to have opportunity to speak with you today on Emirati Women Day. My name is Moza Ali Hassan Al-Shahi. I work as an instructor at Zayed University while doing my PhD in biomedical science. My research focus on Parkinson's disease, where I use animal model to study the potential effect of natural drugs. Okay, so the idea is today I'm just talking about the amazing day, which is Emirati Women in Science. I'm proud to continuous learning, researching, contributing to the future medical research in United Arab Emirates. For me, I can found that empowerment is not only about having opportunity. It's about how we can use them to grow and lead and make difference. UAE has built strong foundation for women succeed in education, in medical science, research and innovation and leaderships. So with different advanced laboratories, also we have a strong research institute funding a global partnership. Emirati women have the tool to turn the ideas into actions and knowledge into real impact. So this opportunity it give the power to push the boundaries and contribute in important discovery solutions as well as shaping the future. Okay, so through my journey, I have learned that being successful in research is not only about what you know. So the science grows through people. For example, supporter team, good mentorship, strong professional relationship, as well as learning from others and make a real difference. So all these factors will help. And also, I believe we should learn from the best people around us, regardless of their nationalities, background, and also exchanging knowledge and experience. And use what we learn to build something value to our country. And this is the empowerment meaning to me. That means taking the opportunity of our country giving us and turning them into knowledge, discovery, solution that can benefit our society. So that's why my message to young Emirati women in simple way: be brave, stay curious, believe in your ideas, and never be afraid to ask any questions, guide, and always surround yourself with the people who support your growth and learn from every experience, because the experience is will shaping you. So because when I'm talking especially about science, our research so can be challenging, but every challenge is also opportunity to become stronger and contribute more. I'm very proud to be an Emirati woman in biomedical science field, contribute to future of medical science in United Arab Emirates. And I hope my journey inspire the next generation Emirati women to believe in themselves and follow their passion for science, work hard, and to achieve their dream. Every Emirati woman has the power to create change, make a difference, and help to build a stronger and healthier future for our country. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. And you are such an inspiration for the nation. You're working on a disease which is very rare and people are suffering from it. And I hope you are going to bring up some really good research which can be a patent for all over the world. And my all best wishes are with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for joining us today. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we are going towards the next Emirati speaker, who is actually a very famous personality. You have seen her on television. She's trained for public speaking, radio, and television as well. She is holding a degree in media and communication. Please welcome Muazza Abdurrahim. So we're waiting till Moza join it. There might be some technical errors sometime comes in, which makes it a little bit difficult for joining. But as meanwhile she joins, we can talk about the success Emirati woman has achieved so far, and we are actually celebrating that. Emirati woman is a true leader, true leader. I can see that. And yeah, we can see like, hello, hi, how are you doing?
Hi, Dr. Musa. Thank you so much for your great words. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
So, first of all, thank you very much for joining us today. And it's your day, and congratulations on Emirati
Thank you so
Women
much.
Day.
Thank you.
What are your feelings before we start the formal discussion? What are
I'm
your
very
feelings
happy.
today?
Yeah, I'm very happy to. I'm very happy to support this day and for giving me the opportunity to speak. Thank you so much.
That's great. So now mic is in your hand and time is yours. Please go ahead and
Thank you
inspire
so
your
much.
audience.
Thank you. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Moza Abdirahim, and it's an honor to join you in celebrating Emirati Women's Day. My speech is titled Emirati Women, Stronger Today, Better Tomorrow. Emirati women has always played an important part in our country's journey with the support of our wise leadership. They have achieved great things in education, business, media, science, and in many other fields. So this journey shows us that strength is not only about facing difficult times, it's also about learning, moving forward, and turning any experience into a new opportunity. So as an Emirati woman working in media, my role is to create a meaningful content and to prepare news that provides people with useful information. I focus on housing topics that raise awareness to help Emirati citizens better understand their journey with building their homes. So throughout my work, I use my voice and skills to serve my community. And this experience had taught me that every Emirati woman can make a big difference through her own field. My message to every Emirati woman is to believe in your ability, be proud of who you are, and continue working towards your dreams. Because when an Emirati woman moves forward, she creates a path for others to follow. So together, we're stronger today and ready to build a better tomorrow. Happy Emirati Women's Day. And thank you so much, Berkeley, for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for joining us today. And I again congratulate for such a lovely day for you. I wish you a great luck ahead.
Thank you so much.
So, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading towards the last speaker of the day. As I was explaining you that, so we have some women who are Emirati, they're born in the land, they have Emirati passports, nationality, origin. But there are people who come from outside, they start living in the Emirates, they like it, they love it, and they become Emirati by their mind and soul. So this is one of the Russian lady who was a die-hard fan of Emirates and the people in Emirates. She is a poet, author, cultural visionary, and she has done a master degree in culture. She has research in science of happiness, and she's working actually with Berkeley Holding as a happiness advisor. Please welcome Katharina Zainalova.
Good evening, dear ladies. Good evening, dear ladies, dear friends, dear colleagues. Thank you very much, Dr. Musa, for this space, for bringing us together and giving us the opportunity to hear each other in this very important day in United Arab Emirates. First of all, I want to celebrate women who were born here in this country, who lived here for their whole life. Thank you for your country. How many projects you built here, how many years you work to make this country prosperity. You work strength and vision and part of the story of the world, not only about the country. Today we see how much you made here for your families, for your society, for your community, and for United Arab Emirates. At the same time, what I see that United Arab Emirates is home to women from different countries, from all over the world. Women come here. And I think almost from every part of the world. Sometimes I think that maybe every nationality is represented here. We speak English language here all together, but inside we are women, speak different languages, different nationalities, different mentalities. We grew up in different traditions, but unique is that we are all here in this country now working. Now we are living, and almost, I think, most of us very happy to be together. And we came here from different, as for me, and we came here from different roads, from different paths. And today we live in one country. I think it's about something very special about Emirates community and United Arab Emirates. And while I was carefully listening today, everyone, I felt the whole life behind every speech, every voice of every woman, every woman. Everyone is important here in this world, in this country, in this life. Alhamdulillah for everything. When woman is happy, she's really strong. She's really powerful. She's really became much, not only happier, but stronger and stronger. And why I'm speaking about this? Because several years ago, I began to study science of happiness because I wanted to understand how it works for women, happiness and success together, how it works for us, happiness and empower together, how it works together. And I wanted to understand not only how a woman succeeds, but how she remains alive inside her success. What about success and happiness in every topic in our life, in every sphere of our life? And in this day, I think it's important to speak about different fields and happiness in different fields of our education, our work, our studying, and everywhere. And about myself, my own life has never followed one simple road. I have lived in different countries. I received my master's degree in cultural arts, and all my life I was studying about the cultures, not only about the happiness, and after this about the happiness. I visited more than 70 countries in the world, and spent almost 3 decades working across travel, hospitality, wellness, business, cultures, human relationships, and happiness. And I saw many, many women in all these countries, in all these fields. And what I can say today, this experience, this life, taught me to look beyond what can be seen in physical life. For me, truth is really happiness inside truth, is really happiness. Happiness is inside truth. I've seen beauty, luxury, success, and everything. And I saw many women in different countries which can have almost everything and still live and still feel far away from themselves. And how it is important to be with ourselves, to be with our body, soul, and mind. It's about, of course, happiness, and not to be with ourselves, it's about unhappiness. And now women I saw in the world which can be passing through a difficult time, very difficult periods, and still they carry light, they're bright, they look happiness because she knows her life has meanings. I studied culture many years ago in the university because I wanted to understand how women create their meanings and identity in different cultures and parts of the world. And here in Dubai, we are women all together, and we can really create something together and explore this identity from another women and inside ourselves. I entered travel and began to work in travel industry more than 20 years ago because that I understood how I love traveling, how I want help women to organize their travel all over the world. I saw how a new place from the first day can change sometimes the way a woman sees her life and sometimes her mind, and she became happy. And then I created a wellness travel business because I understood that every time I thought about women, and I understood women do not always need only a travel, a holiday, or a place. Sometimes women want to restore, to reborn really in their life. From my childhood, I began to write poems, books, stories. And for me, it's also about power, about strong, about heart, because for me, it's truth and happiness, and writing its truth first come from and through our heart, and only later become clear to the mind. That's why it's for women also to feel the heart and to speak from the heart. I like it so much. And as I told before, that for me, happiness is inner truth. And also, I believe in ideas. I believe in happiness. And for me, it's happiness also when my values, my work, my relationships and soul move in one direction. It is when we understand what Allah has placed inside ourselves and why. It is when we begin to live from the place that is truly feel in ourselves. I'm a woman, we are women. We know how to move forward, of course. We are here very strong women. We set goals all our lives, solve a lot of problems at work and the families and society everywhere, and take a lot of responsibility. And every day, we are thinking about next steps, next goals, next projects, next decisions. Not about only us, about our children, about our husbands, and about another woman who needs maybe our helps. We look forward so often that we sometimes forget to see our roads, which are already behind us. And today, in this day, of course, we say, Alhamdulillah for everything, for our lives, for our roads, for our paths. But today, let's look back to our lives. Let's see how young ladies we were. Let's remember our dreams and how we came to today life and how our dreams came true, how we thought about our education, our journeys, our families, and now we have really what we want. And of course, we are looking to the future, and I love this. When we say women of future, we are here, and I feel it. And about looking back, when I look back, I see that everything was born from the ideas from inside, and how Allah is guiding me now, before, and in the future, inshallah. What about future? Now I want to say in this day, let's think about future. I think every year we celebrate this day. It's also the new year of us, of women. And on the first day of new year, we think about future, about what I'm going to be interested in this year, what I'm interested in now. I'm interested in really now in women leadership, happiness, and the way women from different cultures build relationships and communities in United Arab Emirates. And really that community is our power. I'm studying how a meeting becomes a lasting connection, how one by one community can grow into strong organizations. And this year, during this summer, I organized several events, majlis, community events in my place. And I thought how it's important to women to be together. And I saw many women and how women knowledge and experience can become a real contribution to society, also in very difficult periods of the world and of the countries. I believe that communities for women give us power, really power, and make us much stronger. And today also it's important to say very loud about this. I'm also interested in work between women, education, business, and public institutions, because good ideas become more power when they have a structure that allows them to continue in life. Really, I believe here in women's initiatives which come true. I think happiness is very important for us to speak about this. I'm here to speak about this. Also, of my ideas is to bring one day women from maybe all nationalities in in one event. It's also for me happiness. What about you? What is the happiness for you? For me, to bring women together, professional women, of course, and many ideas and topics. I have to say it's possible to do here in United Arab Emirates, and we are happy that we have really these possibilities. And also a lot thinking about Happiness Academy, maybe for women, university for women about happiness, book about global happiness. And what I think, why I say about these communities, these education universities, because I also believe that it is important for women not only to meet, but also to create strong friendship, collaboration, and relationships. And I also want to say in this day that I'm sure that women are home. Every woman is home, and it's important to feel and to understand. And as women, we of course need spaces to be together, to hear each other, like online as today. Thank you for this day that we can be together in this women's circle to speak about important things for us. And also offline spaces where we can return, like home for the education, cultural exchanges, writing books, learning languages, developing new world together. And perhaps this is what we can say, women power, stronger together. And I think, inshallah, every wish, every dream of everybody here will come true very soon, inshallah. Thank you for everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the end of our conference. You saw the beautiful panel and the beautiful speakers. They inspire us with their journey, their successes, their inspirations, their motivations. It's all fabulous. This program was brought to you by Berkeley Voice of Global Women. It's an initiative supporting women voices, promote leadership, encourage mentorship, and creating opportunities for collaboration across countries, culture, and industries. Berkeley Voice of Global Women is working to build the women on the same model as we have in United Kingdom and United Arab Emirates. There are developing countries which still have not achieve this level of women success. So, and the woman generally lacks the facilities in terms of education and healthcare, so, and they don't have entrepreneur options. And so we are working on incubation and startup centers. We are trying to create the girls' schools and the women and child healthcare centers. These are the things that can bring women on top. We can develop change through education because the educated woman will become an educated mother, and an educated mother will create a better world and a better society. With this promise that we will celebrate this day next year, and in this year, we'll try to bring change in the life of women who is in search of support, education, and health. With this, I want to close the conference formally today. Wherever you are, whatever you do, take care of yourself and the people around you. Goodbye and ma salama.